We're here in our North Shore studios in the Boatworks Mall in Tahoe City. Joining me is the CEO of the Tahoe Fund. Thanks for coming in, Amy Berry.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me quickly what the Tahoe Fund is.
We're a nonprofit that helps get environmental projects done around the lake. We inspire the private community to step up and support projects with a lot of fundraising to help make sure they get done.
And you said that you've been around for the last 7 years. Do you have a quick idea in your head how many of these projects you guys have undertaken?
We've got a portfolio of over 25 projects.
Nice. And so there's one right now. We have this beautiful sugar pine on the table, and this is one that you're working on right now. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, well, if you've noticed on the North Shore of Tahoe, our trees, our forests are turning red. Unfortunately, we have a huge tree mortality issue, and across the entire Sierra, there's over 100 million dead trees, and in the last year in Tahoe, we've seen tree mortality double from 35,000 in 2015 to over 72,000 in 2016.
Do you know why?
We do. 4 to 5 years of drought and bark beetles. And when trees are thirsty and their defenses are down, the beetles are able to take over. But what's really interesting, we're noticing, and we're working with the scientists at UC Davis, is there'll be, say, 4 or 5 sugar pine trees, and all trees are dying, but sugar pine are especially hard hit. And what we see is we'll see 4 or 5 trees that are dead and one living amongst that strand, and we're trying to understand why. Like, why is that one surviving and the other 4 are not?
Survival of the fittest, right?
Yeah, so we're working with the scientists at UC Davis collecting sugar pine cones from 100 different trees that are still healthy within the hardest hit areas. They're going to take those cones, they're going to germinate them, they're going to grow them into 10,000 seedlings.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to take a couple years, but in 2020 they'll be ready, I guess a few years, and then 6,000 of those seedlings will go to the public agencies to plant on public lands. And here's where it's really exciting. 4,000 will be available to the private community.
Well, how would I get my hands on one?
When they're ready, we're going to try to let everybody know. So if you live on the North Shore of Tahoe and you've seen dying trees in your neighborhood on your property, you'll be able to go down and pick up the seedlings and plant them and water them and take care of them and hopefully regrow a healthy forest.
What a wonderful thing to have in your backyard, too, to get to look at and watch that you've helped, this beautiful tree grow.
Absolutely. And, there's something really special about sugar pine trees. Back in the Comstock Lode, most people know every single tree in Tahoe was cut down to feed the mining.
Right.
And the sugar pine, being such healthy trees, they were the first to go. So when everything eventually grew back, the sugar pine didn't grow back at the same percentage of population as the other trees. And sugar pine are really important to the forest diversity. So this is a chance for us to kind of undo some of the mistakes we made 150 years ago.
Well, we appreciate you doing that. It's really great. What's your website?
TahoeFund.org.
And we can get all the information on there about these
projects. And we're raising money to help make sure this happens.
Awesome. Amy, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right, that's it from our North Shore studios. Have a fabulous day.